Oh, wait, I think we're there. I see a red button.
Did it go? Okay.
I think so. Hi, Internet.
Hello, Internet. All right, well, let me say hello to people then. Hi, everyone. My name is Fraser Kane. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for Sunday, September 29th, 2013, also known as the end of Breaking Bad.
The end of Breaking Bad.
For those of you who are not watching this right now because you're watching Breaking Bad and then you're watching this later in the archive, we really appreciate you watching this. Please don't spoil the show for us.
Yes.
For those of you watching us live and not watching Breaking Bad, what is wrong with you?
The universe is
The universe is awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, so we got a big crew tonight, and there may be more joining us as well. So this is good. Now, where I live here on the west coast of Canada, we have a really big storm. So it's about 100 kilometers. No, was it?
Yeah, you said 100.
65 knot winds tonight is what's expected. Yeah. So it's just awful. Yeah. So no telescope from my house, but that's okay. I brought a bunch of friends, so I'm gonna start in no particular order. We got Cory Schmitz. Hey, Cory. And where are you? You're in the... Are you outside?
I'm in Iowa, United States, Iowa.
And the big plan tonight, so I've got like a bucket list of things that I want to do before I die. And one of them is to be able to bring a bunch of stuff into the Virtual Star Party. We want to do live views of... we want to get some live views of some satellites, maybe the International Space Station, and we wanted to do star trails and meteor showers. And so we're going to try and experiment tonight with the first one. And auroras, yeah. Oh. So Cory's going to bring us live star trailing. So So can you explain your setup, Cory?
I just have a Canon 5D Mark II sitting in my yard with a 50mm lens, so it'll show a little bit faster star trails since I'm zoomed in a little bit. And I'm just constantly capturing 20-second exposures, and those are saving to my computer, and then I'm just running them through a processing program that layers them on top of each other and keeps only the light pixels so that we can see the star trails as live as I can drag the images over into the program.
Right, and so over the course of tonight, we should get this nice star trail built up that will catalog the whole hour that we spend. So I think this is going to be great. All right, so Gary Ganella in Los Angeles.
Hi, everybody.
Last week you weren't even able to get any images at all because your computer was malfunctioning, but it's better now?
Yes, it's actually working. It really frustrated me last week.
Yeah, we could tell. Michael Phillips, you're indoors, which means your weather's bad?
Well, it's a little iffy, and I'll show you some of the clouds later. Hopefully I can get some hydrogen alpha shots for everyone. But I'm trying to drive remotely now. A la Gary here, it's going to be cold winter, and I don't want to be outside anymore. So I'm practicing being in my warm room here.
Yeah, well, another person in the warm room is Roy Salisbury. Look at that.
Hello.
In the comfort of his office in Las Vegas, operating his remote observatory from a secret location somewhere in the Nevada desert.
Arizona desert.
Arizona. Never mind.
Close enough.
Never mind. Close enough. No,
Yeah.
He wishes it was in the Nevada desert. Yeah. We got Scott Lewis.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
No telescope from Scott. Only
My quick
witty repartee. Yeah, exactly. That's all we get from Scott. All right. And we got Stuart Foreman. Hey, Stuart.
Hello. How are
I know
you?
you're still setting up, so.
I'm still setting up. I'm in the middle of focusing, so I'm going to be a little distracted for a few minutes. But
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Well, don't be distracted, Stu. You need to focus.
All right. So if you've never done this, seen this, joined this before, what this is what we call the Virtual Star Party. This is where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 telescopes, 5 live telescopes that are hooked up in different parts of the United States right now, and they're all directed at different objects, and we will move from object to object and sort of see what's up in the night sky tonight. We'll be looking at definitely nebulas and nebulae and galaxies and star clusters. We're going to try and do this trick with the circumpolar star trailing. I don't know if anyone can grab a planet. Maybe, I don't know if Stuart can anymore. With his, no, he can't. He's telling me, no, I don't think there's any planets up anymore. We've lost all our planets. So yeah, and now we're happy to take requests. So if there's some object that you know that's in the night sky, if you want to do that, Now, I'll warn you in advance, the tool that we use to read your comments is not working so great anymore. So sort of two places where we highly recommend if you want to make any comments. One is over on YouTube. That really is the safest place, for sure, because the YouTube comments are still sort of popping up into the view that we're seeing. And then the other one is over on the event page on Google+. So if you're watching this on Google+, on the event page, feel free to make a comment there, and I think we should be able to stay on track. I can definitely see the YouTube comments. And Scott, I don't know. Yeah, you got the event page one, so you could tweet at us using the hashtag Star Party. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, but yeah.
Or you can mention us on Twitter, which is _VSP, and I will get a notification, and I will wave hi or retweet you or.
We're getting from Bob Drack that we're getting echo upon echo upon echo. So if anyone else is getting echo, that would be, please let us know. And but I hear people saying, yeah, people are saying they're not getting any echo. So I'm not hearing any echo, and I hate all echo. So
yes, he does. So maybe you have two instances open. If you're open on the event page and on YouTube, I believe the event page auto starts when we go. So you might want to check your event page.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's have. Okay, so let's see some telescopes, some pictures. I'm gonna move to, I guess, Roy's view.
Oh no, you don't want my view yet.
No. Okay, well, let's move to Gary's view then. We'll start with Gary's view.
Okay, this is the famous Eagle Nebula,
Nice.
M16.
Oh, okay, so that's the sort of zoomed out view there.
There's the zoomed out, and then here's the zoomed in with the pillars of creation and all that neat stuff going on in there.
Oh, that's great, Gary.
Yeah, you can really see the. One cool thing now is we've got the HD version of Hangouts on Air now. So if you're watching this and you're not watching it in HD, you definitely are going to want to switch over to HD. Jacob Paisley wants to know, what video game are they playing? We're playing Space.
Yeah, we're playing reality.
Yeah.
This is your universe.
Yeah, something with.
And we're sharing it with you.
Yeah,
The
Call of
Hitchhiker's
Duty.
Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, Jacob wants to know if it's Call of Duty. Yeah, it's Call of Duty.
Yep. This
Or
is our
Kerbal.
MMORPG where we hook up telescopes from around the world and share it with you live, and we level up each week. We're at what, week 80 something, 90 something?
Yeah, we're closing in on 2 years now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has it really been that long? My
Yeah, it
goodness.
really is.
Fraser.
Yeah. What was that, Scott?
You're becoming my longest relationship soon. I love you.
I love you too. That's great. So okay, so let's talk about the Eagle Nebula before we talk about our boundless love. Group hug.
I just broke it for you, huh? Yeah.
So
we're looking at the pillars of creation.
Yeah, sorry. It sounds like me sort of responding emotionally to Scott's love. It's actually me looking up some information on the Eagle Nebula and crying a little.
So it's a star-forming region.
Star-forming region. This is also known as, man, this is the worst star party ever. Let's hope.
No, it's the best. Our love makes it perfect. Don't let
All right. This is the Eagle Nebula.
I'm gonna go home now.
Are you gonna go? You are home.
Rivaling the Super Bowl one we had, the post-Super Bowl one we had, which was...
Oh yeah, I think we've gone to way too casual and comfortable now.
All right, let's get professional again.
Where are our scientists?
Where are That's the problem. We don't
is.
want to make fools of ourselves in front of the PhDs, but we have a PhD with us, which is Stuart. Doctor.
Yeah, no, I'm not smart enough for a PhD though.
Right. Okay. So this is star-forming region in the constellation. Man, where is it? It's in Isn't it Sagittarius or is it in Serpents? It's in Serpents. Yeah. Yeah. And so what you're looking at is the kind of object. Can you zoom back out, Gary? This is the kind of object, kind of region that our own sun formed billions of years ago. And so you get this situation of this cold hydrogen gas, and then some event like a supernova, like shockwave, sweeps through the region, and then starts to collapse down the gas into these clumps, and within each one of these clumps is stars that form. And the first thing that happens, you get these really supermassive stars that happen like maybe 50 times the mass of the sun, 20 times the mass of the sun. They only live a few million years, and they detonate and they release more heavy materials into the nebula, and that helps to form some of the longer-lasting stars like our own sun. And can you zoom back in again, Gary, so you can see the pillars of creation? So these are the famous Hubble. You've seen them in the Hubble Space Telescope pictures, right?
And that's how they became famous when when Hubble went and got a really good set of them there.
It's kind of oriented how Hubble is.
And so when they say the pillars of creation, this is a region where there are new stars being created. There are planets being created in this spot in space, and that's what you're seeing. Now, you can't see the stars themselves because they're actually cloaked in the gas and dust.
I'm not sure if planets are forming right so soon, though, because it still has the accretion disk, so it's going to take a while for any of that remaining matter to create planets after the stars formed, but soon thereafter.
Yeah. So it's just
because they're also so young and hot and massive that they explode. So any planets they do form, they're not going to stay there for long.
Right.
Exploding.
This is a 1-minute exposure, and it is live. I took it about 3 minutes ago.
That's great. Okay, I'm going to move over to Cory's view so we can see the progress. Check it out.
Yes.
So, Cory, can you explain sort of more specifically here what's going on?
Like scientifically or technology-wise?
Well, you can. We'll do both. I mean, obviously the Earth is spinning. At the top of the middle there is Polaris.
There we go. Yeah. So this is a program called StarStax, and it's actually a really nice cross-platform application that will take any images that you give it and it just does some really simple processing. And this one, what I've got is additive lightening to each image. So it takes the bright pixels from every image and overlays them on top to create a final composite image. And so this is, since we started, about 5 minutes before we started the Star Party, I've been capturing 20-second exposures with my 5D and a 50mm lens from my backyard. And this is the progress that we've got so far.
No, this is going to be great. So by the time we're done, we're going to see just how much the Earth is rotated during the VSP. And so we'll have a star trail for the entire time.
So now this is him building it.
Yeah.
That is really neat. And so if we get a meteor in the area, it should show up, right?
It will, yeah, as long as it didn't, happen in between the stop and the start of the shutter, which happens a lot. I've taken thousands and thousands of images, and that happens all the time where I just miss it.
It's happened to me too. So. How, like, if you do a star trail, how long typically till you do see a meteor on a regular night?
I mean, it just depends on.
How lucky you are.
It just depends. It depends on if we're at meteor shower time, or if. The funniest thing is the brightest meteors I've ever caught have been when there's no active major meteor shower happening. One was
there was
last
a really
night.
bright one that happened just I think a couple of weeks ago in Alberta. There's some great video on YouTube of this just amazing bright meteor heading overhead. Almost like, it felt reminiscent of the one in Russia. But
okay. Yeah, I caught a really, really bright one on the horizon last night doing a time-lapse video, and that one and another one a few months ago are the brightest I've ever caught, and neither of them were during any sort of major meteor shower. So.
Oh, and can you show your video, the video you showed us before you started?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me cue that up, and then I'll let you know when I've got it.
Sure, yeah. I'll go over to Michael's view here. Michael Phillips,
yes,
renowned planetary astrophotographer, has moved into hydrogen alpha.
I am branching out, yes. I got jealous. I mean, I join this thing all the time, and I show planet after planet, and I see all these people showing this cool mono hydrogen alpha stuff, and I decided to jump in the waters. I'm shooting through a little bit of clouds, and I'll show you some of those later, but I think it's just subdued to a little bit of haze right now. So this is a 10-minute exposure in hydrogen alpha, which is insane. And this is actually part of the Heart Nebula. I don't know what part of the heart it is because it's a little bit bigger than my field of view. but I was intrigued by all the little dust lanes and things like that in here. I'll zoom in. I know you like to embiggen things.
Yeah, you're
all this little naughty.
Well, it looks like your resolution has gone back to lower bandwidth. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I cropped some of the extra frames out using the regular screen share program, so I can flip back to the other one if you want.
Yeah, can you try the screen sharing program just because it's a little low res.
We'll switch to this. How's that looking?
Oh, look at that! Paul Stewart is joining us. This is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Paul Stewart is a fantastic astrophotographer who lives in New Zealand, so I'm hoping he's going to give us the sun. He's been known to do that sometimes.
How does this compare? You can see the bottom portion.
Oh, that looks a lot better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific.
Not bad. Look at all these little knots and things like that. Here. I think the Hart Nebula is part of an old supernova, isn't it? It's just a large one. I don't know much about it.
The Hart Nebula? I don't know.
Yeah. All these little knots and things like that down in here. I think the Hart is actually this part down in here. I'm climbing the learning curve here of finding guide stars, and the guide star I found is kind of off center for the moment. So.
Yeah, so it's an emission nebula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shows it pretty good in hydrogen alpha, I think.
Yeah. That's great. Travis Estrella, what a great name. The perfect name. Travis Starr wants to know if that image is going to be available somewhere, Cory. Will you upload it into the Hangout after you're done with it?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say hi to Paul. Paul,
Hi, Paul.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Well,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Welcome.
Hey, Paul.
So what is this burning ball of fire you've brought us?
Oh,
There's
it's
no
a lovely
fire.
sun.
There's no fire. It's fusion.
This is madness. Really, this is
That's
the
a
sun
space
right
station.
now?
It is. It's live.
Oh, that's awesome, Paul.
Oh my God. Now,
So-
do you have any way of zooming into regions of it?
I'll put a barlow in soon and we'll zoom right in.
I don't see any sunspots.
Well, and we're looking here in H alpha, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah. There should be a sunspot right there.
Oh, okay.
I love how you're able to see the filaments off of the limb.
Yeah.
So you're able. So when we're talking about the limb here, we're talking about the very edge of the sun. You're actually able to see the magnetic field of the sun twist and actually pulling matter off of it as it's entangled up. It's amazing. And the reason why we're able to see it here is because we're looking through the same filter that Gary's using. We're looking through hydrogen alpha. And so when we look at the sun right now, typically with a white light filter, we're not going to be able to see this, these beautiful details. But we've actually have taken that broad band of light and going down to one small swath of the spectrum to be able to look at it here to see the details of the amazing complexity that's going on the surface of the sun.
So I'm not a solar guy, but isn't it a solar maximum?
It is a solar maximum.
And I like I said, I'm not a solar guy, but I've been, I look at the sun once in a while with my little sun funnel that I built for the Venus transit, and it has been extremely quiet lately. I have not seen sunspots in weeks.
You're going to give it a complex mic.
It is very, very, very low compared to the last few.
Right.
The radio propagation just hasn't been worth a darn this cycle.
Well, and there's a lot that we're still trying to learn about the sun. I mean, the reason why there's so much going on as far as the Solar Dynamics Observatory, we study our sun a lot because when we know what's going on with our star, we're able to use that information to find out about other stars. And when it comes to the solar cycle and the reversing of the magnetic field going on and how it all works, we still don't know. So the field of helioseismology is something that's still being deeply studied, so we can better understand our star to help predict big events like solar maximums, what will happen, but also be able to understand what other similar stars are in our universe, and specifically in our galaxy, but also in the universe.
Nick Rose asks on Google Plus, is our solar system still in a nebula? I assume if we are, it is so spread out that it can barely be detected. So, so no, our sun is not in a nebula anymore. In fact, we don't even know which stars we formed with. They, over the billions of years, after 18 trips around the Milky Way, we've gotten separated from all of the stars that we formed with. So, unfortunately, no. That sun, that is
cool.
Is that the nicest sun we've brought into the Hangout?
Well, it's aesthetically pleasing because it's got a blue background too.
Yeah, that blue background is something.
And it's got natural color and it's live, right?
Well, and look here, if you're looking here on the very left-hand side, I wish we could zoom in right now, but you see there's this little tiny fleck of matter that's coming off of a filament, as if it's about to completely just poof off the side. It looks like it's at 9 o'clock to me. Do you see that there, Fraser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to just break off and just float away into space.
Yeah, wait till he gets the Barlow going, though. Then we'll get right in on some of this stuff. Wow. Okay.
That is gorgeous.
That is something. I'm afraid to move away. I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to wreck it. Okay.
You're going to shed a tear?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to move on to Roy's view because it's really nice, too. Roy, what have we seen?
That is a portion of the Wizard Nebula, SH2-142.
Is it upside down?
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, see, we went through this last week because I had the Wizard Nebula.
Yeah,
and you had it, and I'm like, that doesn't look like the Wizard, and this looks exactly like yours.
Well, remember, there's like his hand outstretched, and then there it is. He is upside down. You've got him upside down.
Is he upside down?
Yeah.
I was going to say, if it was the same, then two rights don't make a wrong. We're going for the right. See?
Let's see if I can fix it.
You can switch it? You can flip it?
Well, let's see what this thing lets me do here. Zoom, tools, rotate, left. How about we flip it vertically? There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you can see then his pointy wizard hat on the top now, and then his outstretched hand to the left now. Yeah,
there.
that's his hand, and then his flowing robes around
stubby
him.
hand right there.
Yeah, his second hand, right?
I think he's casting magic missile.
Yeah, with his second magic missile at the ready, and there goes the magic missile.
Yep, magic missile on the darkness, and that's why we can see things.
Oh, you're attacking the darkness? Okay. Nerd out. All right, I'm going to move to Stuart's view, because Stuart is now aligned.
Yes.
He has the weapon aligned.
This is the Bubble Nebula, and
that's
this we have seen before. I think Roy certainly has brought it to us, but it's the first time I brought it to us. And this is a 2-minute exposure bin 3x3 to increase the gain. And even then, you can it's still pretty sharp, and you can still see the bubble and the circle on it. It's kind of cool.
Is that I'm actually doing?
Could
I'm
you
doing the same one right now.
embiggen it? There we go. You knew what I wanted to see.
I knew what you wanted to see, but I wanted to show you the
whole thing. Yeah,
the whole thing first.
Sorry. Ken Bruce wants to know, wait, are we seriously looking at the sun live? Is this a VSP first? Yes, we are seriously looking at the sun live. No, it's not a VSP first.
No, we've done this before.
We've done this before, yeah. We have a few. We have Teal Bristra in Australia, and he's been known to bring us the sun. We have... and that's it, actually. And I think Paul's done it before.
Paul and Teal. I don't think we've had anybody else from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if anyone else has done it. Yeah. Anyway, it's terrific. And then also, I mean, Scott did it in when we had the Transit of Venus.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
A bunch of us were there at the Transit of Venus. I mean,
there was a bunch. Mike was there. Stu.
Yeah.
I had mine in my backyard doing it.
Yeah. I went out to the desert a mile north of Mexico. And it was just jerry-rigged. I loved it. So I had my webcam hooked to a Coronado PSD, and I was using my cell phone tethering the internet out in the desert, just nowhere. And we went for 6 hours until my band, I ran out of bandwidth, and T-Mobile was like, yeah, no more. You've been streaming for far too long. But no, we had a great time with the Venus Transit.
Yeah.
I was glad that I didn't make the trip in vain.
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, 2117.
Yeah, we're ready. We're gonna be so ready for the next one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in 1,000,000 ADP when we come to resolution.
Yeah. Okay, Cory, are you ready? I see you've got a video there.
Yeah, I've got this.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is great, everyone.
Are you ready?
Yeah. That is so great.
And that glow you see happening is from dew forming on the lens because it got extremely moist last night.
What's that?
Moist.
What's that object that's showing up like just in the upper right now as it's going up?
That's M45.
That's M45. And then it looks like there's a galaxy. Is that Andromeda rising at the end there?
No, that's just one of
Is
the
that just the
stars.
dew?
I believe that's in Auriga, but that's just from the dew. Yeah.
Oh, it's from the dew. Okay, all right.
Actually, in the beginning.
I love watching Pleiades move across the screen. That's awesome.
I'm not sure. Oh, I think M31 might be visible. As I see, I can't tell with this
Yeah.
video. It's not high res enough.
Anyway, that's fantastic. That is so cool. X-Man 049 says, kind of funny watching the sun in a star party. It's a star.
It is a star.
It's a star.
Yeah.
That's my favorite yet. It keeps me alive.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Gary's view. The Propeller Nebula.
That is what it is.
Yes.
This is a 1-minute exposure bin 4x4, so I don't have a lot of zoom in room, but
It looks great tonight.
It came out. I got real clear skies.
Yeah, it's really, really crisp and clear, and you can really see those subtle details. Could you perhaps embiggen the middle?
A little bit. Let me.
Oh, but you didn't bin it, right? So it's.
It is binned. It's been 4x4, so when I reach this point, you can see the stars are starting to turn into squares.
right. Square stars.
No, I'm loving what we can do now since we're in HD.
Yeah.
And this is really pulling out the detail. I'm loving this.
Yeah. Thanks, Google, for.
Thank you, Google.
Yeah.
You should make another documentary about us. We'd appreciate that too. Now in HD.
Now in HD. Yeah.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah. All right, what do we got now? I think Stuart got something new. Roy, have you got something new there? Roy's got the bubble.
I have the bubble as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, we're blowing bubbles tonight, folks.
It's a rave.
I'm downtown LA. Let's do this.
I have the cluster that's right next to the bubble. It's M52 or M54.
Me
I can't
too.
remember which.
No, it's 52. Yeah.
52?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's interesting.
Now,
to see
I'm
your
going to try and
flip
do something here. Let's see if this is going to work.
Don't break the internet, Fraser.
Internet, I will break you. I will break you. Okay, check this out.
Checking it out.
Come on, little buddy.
I saw something. There it is.
This guy is like amazing.
Isn't he a maniac? This is.
Jeez.
So that's the
I
Bubble
play his
Nebula.
blog all the time.
If you just take a stroll around the block, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Zoom and enhance.
Zoom and enhance. So that is your Bubble Nebula.
Wow.
Love
Wow.
Yeah. So what that is, this is a guy from Finland, and I will butcher his name if I try to pronounce it, but he builds these 3D models of nebulae and then renders them.
Yeah.
It's JP Metsavanio, and we've reported on tons of times on Universe Today. You can do a search for like 3D nebula. It's just it's amazing.
Yeah, he's just a boss when it comes
If
to.
you go to his website, he's got some amazing photos.
Yeah, and so what he does, right, is he looks at the nebula and then tries to figure out what the different layers of it are, and then texture maps or renders them onto 3D objects, and then he renders a fly-through going through this thing. It's just genius. Yeah. So, and here's the bubble nebula from Roy again. Okay, Paul's brought us the sun back. I'm going to go back to Paul's view here.
And I see a comment here as far as where's the propeller? That's in Cygnus.
Oh, yeah.
So that I missed who asked that. But whoever asked where's the propeller nebula, that is in the constellation Cygnus.
It's in the sky.
Yeah, it's up or down, depending where you're at. If you're Paul, it's down.
So those are some really nice prominences on the side of the sun there. So we're back to Paul's view, and so now he's zoomed in. He's put in the Barlow, which is it's kind of like a multiplier for his view. So the magnification goes from, I don't know what it was before, but Barlow will sort of triple the magnification or so. Is it a 5 times Barlow? What is it, Paul? I should be making this up. Tell me.
It's a 2.5 times Barlow.
Yeah. And so it decreases the field of view, but it gives much. It's the same light, but you're sort of just focusing on one small area, so you get this much more detailed view. Oh, and you can see this is live. You can see how the sort of the sun is going in and out of focus. Every now and then you see this moment where it's super high detail.
Yeah,
that is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now the color that was on there before is obviously false, but is that a setting in your capture program? Because it's black and white now.
I'm using a specialized program that does that for the previous one, but I can't use it with the Barlow in.
Okay.
And if everyone's noticed, Fraser's not yet complained about the lack of color on here.
I won't do it. Are you kidding?
I think I just did it for you.
Well, yeah, so just to keep in mind that because you're using it's a hydrogen alpha filter on your telescope, right?
Yeah, it is. So
yeah.
if it was a color camera, this would be totally red. It would be yellow.
Right.
Yeah. And so you're seeing just one wavelength of light, and so it comes in and from our perspective, is black and white, because the camera is just sensitive to this one wavelength. And so we're seeing the sun in this one wavelength that happens to include all of this crazy filaments and all this all the structures on the surface. You can see the granules on the surface of the sun. Just amazing. Oh, and I highly recommend, if you haven't already, go check out Paul's website. It's the Upside Down Astronomer, right?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love that we've kind of bullied you into that.
Have we bullied him into this?
I think it started as a real snarky comment about you being in New Zealand, but yeah, I like it.
We're not the ones upside down? All right. All right, well, I'm going to move back to Cory's view so we can see how
arbitrary. Up is completely arbitrary.
All right, well, let's see how our star trail is working now.
Only till recently, north has been up-ish. It used to be east.
So I've moved back to Cory's view, and this is our updated star trail.
Just as I'm rebuilding it right now.
Oh, we'll watch it rebuild then.
Yeah,
watch it.
way to fail, Cory.
Sorry.
Anticipate what we need. Oh, that's awesome.
And the problem is with this acquisition app that I'm using for my camera, it's normally you'd see it spin, but it does a different thing with file naming because it puts temperature and some other things in there, so the file names aren't in the right order. Otherwise, we'd see it build nicer.
Still no meteor.
No. See, we're not going to catch. There's probably been 10, and they've probably been in between every shutter.
Right. You're watching. Like a fish. You caught a fish this big.
Yeah, exactly.
In that mode, though, wouldn't they get blended out?
Oh, no. No, this is lightning. This is additive lightning, so it's not averaging.
Oh, that's great. All right, we'll come back and check it out later. I'm going to move to, man, so many choices. I'm going to move to Stuart's view.
This is the Witch's Broom Nebula, also known as the Western Veil. It's much better in hydrogen alpha, but I don't have enough time to do that for this virtual star party. That takes about a 10 or 15 minute exposure. But this is a 2-minute bend 3.3 or 4.4, I can't remember which, of the Western Veil, and you can sort of see Harry Potter sitting on the top. Harry Potter's the big star, and then the Witch's Broom underneath it.
I don't know if that's really Harry Potter.
Gary can get a nicer view of this.
I think it's totally Hermione. It's not Henry.
Could be.
Ronald Culmer asks, any chance for Comet Ison? So Comet Ison is, where is it in right now? It's super dim, and it's in, I'm trying to think what constellation. It's going to be a morning object. We're going to be seeing it as a morning object.
Near
once
Gemini, I think.
Yeah, it's in about 3 weeks or so. We should start to see it again.
Yeah.
4 weeks? Yeah, like early, let me think, early November we should start seeing it. And so, but it's a morning object, so we're going to have to find somebody who's in the, I guess, I don't know, do we know anybody who, I guess someone in England, one of our friends in England, hopefully could bring us Ison.
We have some people over that way. Maybe of Ahmet as well, over in Turkey. He might be able to get something for us.
Yeah. I don't know if Ahmet will have it, the time, if it's still going to be light for him. He should be able to start doing it. Yeah, that'd be great. But anyway, so
John, Malaysia, we'll reach out our feelers. Plus, I do have my friends over at the Hubble Space Telescope that's going to be taking some photos for us as well. Calling a couple favors.
We definitely want to bring in Comet Ison live. That is definitely part of the plan. So yeah, we're just, like, if we're lucky, it's going to be people out there with like wide field cameras watching it just tear up the whole night sky. So it's, this could be quite the comet. You won't need any special gear to see it, just your eyes. So
but don't try and actually look at it because it's going to be so close to the sun when it approaches. It's going to look, it's going to be the brightest point is when it approaches the sun, obviously, because it's interacting with the solar wind. However, you have this bright thing that will burn your eyeballs called the sun, which Paul is giving us. Yeah. And so it's going to be a feat for those to actually capture images of it while it's passing by the sun. But don't try with your eyeballs unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, no. So Ronald Minch says it's near Mars at 4:30 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
So right now we would require some of our UK astronomers, and it's still kind of tough for them. But it should get a little easier in the next couple of weeks. So it's definitely a plan. It is. We wouldn't miss this for the world. If it breaks the direction that we want it to go, then we are going to be all over this.
I'm really hoping it breaks up on its path away from the sun. I want to watch it just shred to pieces on its way out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Now, has anybody here, any of the astronomers, viewed it yet?
I haven't.
No,
nobody. No, not me.
No, just waiting. I mean, it's wait for it to hit.
No pressure, guys.
Yeah. Wait for it to hit perihelion. Wait till it makes that closest approach, and then it flares up, and that's when it's going to really be great. So, another couple of weeks. But think about it. We've been talking about this since like January, February. Right. So finally,
what I love about it was discovered by amateur astronomers.
Yeah.
It's not something that we've known about for a while. It was discovered by 2 Russian astronomers in their backyard observatory. So it's just the people we have every week are discovering new awesome things that are in the news all the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got so many choices here, so I'm going to go to let's go to Gary's view. Mike, you had one. You got rid of it.
I did. You want me to bring that one back up?
Yeah.
This is the most recent Heart Nebula I had. Yes. Mm-hmm. This one just came down, and I'm finishing one more 10-minute sub, and I thought this one looked.
Is it another heart or?
Yeah, is this the same view?
So there are 2 hearts. They must be
right.
They must be from Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Or are they Vulcan?
No,
yeah. I'm going to Gary's view anyway. Anyway, as soon as you have something, we'll switch to it. So Gary, this looks like Andromeda.
It is, and I've got really good seeing tonight. You can see the dark lanes in here.
Yeah.
And this is to show what a challenging object this is. This is a 1-minute binned 4x4. And of course the center's completely blown out. Now let me load a different version of it real quick here. Save. Okay, it'll change here in a few seconds. But what I did is I stretched it more. So I took more of the light area. See it? You can now see that this is bigger than my field of view. But it's a very challenging object. To get this right, you really need to do short exposures and long exposures and then combine them, because the center is so bright and the outer area is so dim So this is 31 with its two companions. What, 32 and 110, Scott?
Is it 101?
No, I think it's one. I think he's right. I think it's 32 and 110. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the freeways right over here.
The 110. Traffic on the 110 is terrible.
It is terrible.
Very good seeing in Southern California. I'm seeing dark lanes that I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, it looks great. And you can see all those star clusters in the arm down at the bottom there. Like you can see those knots of star formation there. That's just wonderful.
And it's headed right for us.
It's coming right at us. 3 to 4 billion years, that bad boy is going to crash right into us. So.
Oh, I think if we're going to wait around for the next Venus transit, we might as well wait around for Andromeda to get here.
Right. All right, I'm going to move to Mike. Oh, Michael, this is lovely. Look at that.
Yeah, I think my hazy problems are disappearing a little bit, so I get a little more fidelity on this one here. You can really see a lot of the little details and things like that. And then down here is the actual heart. I think it's just off center, but down in the lower right here is the center part.
I'm trying to do that right now.
That looks like the Pac-Man nebula, doesn't it?
No, the one I'm trying to take a picture of right now is the lower portion of it.
Okay, I'll move to Roy here. And so, Roy, what are we looking at?
That is the Pac-Man nebula.
It is the Pac-Man, okay.
Yes.
It's almost too zoomed in. Are you not zoomed in, though, right? You're just...
No, that's my resolution. So this is not an object that I would normally take a picture of because I can't get the full range of it.
Yeah.
That's a frustrating thing, and believe me, I know.
Yeah, so you can see the Pac-Man shape, but it looks a little better in a wider field of view just because you can see that mouth shape and then his little eye there.
You need a smaller scope, Roy.
You need a worse scope, Roy. You need to like go out and hit your scope with a hammer and then see if that brings the resolution down a bit.
I actually have a focal reducer that I'm getting for this scope, so I can bring it down a little bit.
Ty Young asks, first-time viewer, what's your favorite cluster in the sky?
It must be a globular cluster in the sky.
Globular cluster. What's your favorite, or maybe favorite object? Like, what's your favorite object? Let's give everyone. Cory, what's your favorite object in the sky to look at?
Yeah.
I like M71. It just was such a rich but resolvable faint cluster, and it just lit the whole field of view up when you look at it through an eyepiece. It just was beautiful. M72 was fun.
Yeah. Gary, what's your favorite?
To look at, I don't do a lot of looking, but to photo, probably the Pelican Nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, what's your favorite apart from this sun?
Vega Centauri.
Vega Centauri? What is that?
Omega Centauri.
Omega Centauri. Oh, right, Omega Centauri. So, in other words, a cluster that we never see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does that even exist?
That upside down guy. He's just trying to rub it in our nose.
Yeah. And I love to see the large Magellanic Cloud and the small Magellanic Cloud, and sometimes it's cool to look at Alpha Centauri, the closest star to the Earth. Yeah, you just keep rubbing that in, Paul.
See, what we really do need to do is one of these weekends we need to flip around our times and get it so Paul and Teal and everyone else can feature there. I think we need to get doing.
Yeah, or we just need to get somebody from the Southern Hemisphere, someone from like Brazil or Argentina to join us, because then they'd be able to get the night sky at the same time that we are, right?
Well, we don't want Paul to be our one-trick sun pony.
Well, he's got to pick up and move to Argentina, I think.
All right, Paul.
Roy, what's your favorite object in the night sky?
My favorite object to photograph is the Sombrero Galaxy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's just so perfect. It's just there's the lines on it. I mean, it's just so sharp and crisp.
Yeah, it's very sci-fi looking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great elliptical galaxy. That's one I love.
Scott, what's yours?
Gosh, I couldn't tell you. There's so many, and I don't do much observing anyway. When it comes as far as studying goes, I love our star. I love our sun. I really, really do. But I'm more of I love the astrophysics part of it. So I love our sun.
For me, I gotta say it's Saturn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about planets. Yeah, I think Saturn definitely would take the cake. I think above all the objects. Right?
Yeah. And then if I had to pick like a more deep sky one, probably the Rosette, which you guys
Really?
could probably all
Fraser loves to go to the Rosette.
and the Ring Nebula, yeah. Right. So I like the Ring Nebula too. But I think for the Ring Nebula, it was one of the first objects that I was able to pick out with a telescope that was sort of a challenge for me, and yet the shape was so obvious, and it was a real reward to get that in the telescope. So yeah. I'm going to move back to Cory's view here. He's clearly showing something else.
That's not a star trail, Cory.
No, it's not. We were talking about the Heart Nebula, and this is the Heart and Soul Nebula that I took a couple of weeks ago with a 200mm lens.
So it's such a big object that you need a.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah,
so.
I'm currently taking a picture of that one thing down there at about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
The knot.
That's funny. Teal says, "Okay, that was odd. I opened the event, and the first thing I heard was my name." That's great. Teal, what's your favorite object?
Come on, Teal.
You can post in the comments. And why aren't you here?
Yeah, Teal, get on it.
I'm showing mine actually.
You're letting New Zealand.
Oh, are you? Okay, Stuart, what is it?
This is the double in the constellation Lyra, and I love it in terms of just visual, because you see at low magnification you just see a double 2 stars, but at high magnification you see 4 stars, and I just think it's a glorious visual object to look at when you're in star parties, like at schools or something like that.
And it's not a crappy coffee, so it's even better.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, I'm gonna go back and look at Paul's view of the sun just to revel in it some more.
Paul.
Oh. And Paul, could you do some post some of your pictures into the Hangout so people can see what the stacked version looks like?
Yep, I'll do an imaging run after this.
That'd be great. Yeah, or even just share an image even into this Hangout. But look at that! You just get these moments where things settle down for a second there, and you see the everything's clear.
Some moments of clarity.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! It's like a blob of plasma blasted off right on the edge of the sun there on the limb. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Paul.
Wow. Oh, there we go. So Stuart's got one of my favorite objects. There we go.
Yeah, and this is actually interesting in that I forgot to take off the binning on this one. And if you look at the ring there, you can see what binning does to an image when you really zoom it in. And you can just see the little blockiness around the ring itself. Had I not binned it, you wouldn't see that. But the binning makes it instead of 1 pixel, you're looking at 4 pixels, which goes to 1. It increases sensitivity, but it also decreases the resolution. So I left it up there just for more just out of curiosity and interest.
Yeah, that's great. And you can see how it's got that sort of hazy part in the middle of the ring.
Right. Which is not the central star.
Which is not the central star. That's right. We've gone over this. Thad has taught us well. Teal says, I'm still waiting on a USB cable replacement. Currently no way to get an image from the scope to the piece. I think Cory might have some extra USB cables.
Yeah, I hear he does around
60 feet of it.
Several meters of it.
All right, go back to Gary's view.
This is the Gamma Sig Nebula.
Oh, nice.
In Cygnus. Cool. And this star right here is Satyr, which is the center of the Northern Cross.
Right, yep.
You haven't shared this before, have you?
I think I did some time ago.
Put it on the menu.
Yeah, that's a new one to me. I like it.
What was the exposure on that?
That one was 1 minute 4x4.
So people, also everyone, post your comments in the. If you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on the event, I'd love to hear what your favorite objects are.
Yeah.
Ronald Minch just put in the Horsehead Nebula. I agree, that is a fantastic object.
And also for any of our astrophotographers that are watching this too, if you have a favorite object you like to image, put it in the event page as well.
Yeah.
Share your favorite thing to image that you've taken yourself. We love seeing your own astrophotography.
Yeah. This is terrific. I mean, you can really see all the nebulosity, and that star is just clearly lighting up big chunks of it. This is wonderful. And there's like a cluster down in the bottom right of it. Yeah, the little clustery area. That's neat.
Yeah, it does definitely add this for the future.
That's a great picture. Yeah.
Thank you. That'll go up on the star. All of them will go up there probably tomorrow morning.
Oh, that'd be great. Let me see. Who's got something new? I guess I'm going to go back to Stuart's view.
Somebody mentioned globular clusters, so I thought I'd grab one. This is M13, probably our last view of it of the season, at least with mine, because it's just about to duck behind my house.
Yeah.
But you can see M13, and you can also see, I always forget the name of that little galaxy up on the upper right-hand corner of it. But this, I actually haven't done this with my scope yet. My camera. I'm pretty pleased with it. This is a 1 minute bend 2x2.
So this is the Great Globular Cluster in Hercules.
And look at that little galaxy in the upper right corner there.
Right.
Awesome.
And I don't know what that is. I'd have to look it up.
It's a galaxy.
NGC something or other.
Yeah. So someone asked for the
are bound together gravitationally, and they're very, very, very old. And so they, since it's very old, they were made up of the original elements that were created with the Big Bang, which are hydrogen, helium, and maybe a little lithium. And so we call them, that they have a low metal content or low metallicity. They're extremely old, and they're just hundreds of thousands of stars all clumped together. So it's really awesome.
NGC 6207. There we go. So, what did they want? Who wants what?
Well, someone asked if we could bring the Penguin Galaxy, which is ARP 142.
Penguin.
I'm not sure where it is.
I'll look it up.
Also known as NGC 2936.
It's probably somewhere in the South Pole if it's a penguin.
2936, you said?
Yeah, let me see where it's located.
It's 50 degrees below the horizon.
50 degrees below the horizon.
Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. You might wreck your telescope.
Through the Earth camera, and I'll be doing it.
Yeah, shoot it in neutrinos.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to Cory's view and see how our star trails are coming along. Look at that. Does this look like one of those paintings that you get at a fair?
Right.
Yeah, that's 122 images.
That's awesome, Cory.
So far.
And is that an airplane along the bottom there?
Yeah. Yep. It's actually a spaceship. Let's start this.
Is it a satellite?
No, it's an airplane.
Okay.
Yeah. But it originated from Planet X, right?
Right. Yeah. It's just be rude. Right.
Will Kalman has posted a beautiful picture to the. Was this your picture, Will? It's a man. What is that? The Iris Nebula, I think. He's posted into the comments on the event page. Looks just fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that a nice picture?
Yeah.
All right.
And
I'm
Jimmy
gonna go back.
is also saying here that his favorite, the Orion Nebula, which is again a beautiful.
Hard to argue with that. Yeah. All right. I've moved to Gary's view. Is that also the witch's broom?
Yep, the veil. I can do this.
The Nimbus 3000.
Yep, that puts it a little more the way we were looking at it before.
Yeah.
I'm loving this HD stuff that we're getting.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
This has made the VSP so much better.
I know, it really has. So the right, and so the Veil Nebula, this is part of this supernova remnant. So I think it was about 5,000 years ago, a star detonated, and we're seeing the chunks of shockwave of materials slowly moving out from this object in the night sky, and it's amazing. Just whoa, Stuart, you're really windy right now.
Sorry, I
already did. Sorry, Al.
Too late.
You will get muted, is what you'll do. Yeah, and so we're seeing this sort of the shrapnel cloud that's moving out, and you can see bits and pieces of now. The shockwave is so big that it takes multiple photographs to get a whole view of it. W Wench 9 says I saw the Eastern Veil last night. So post a picture if you took a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it. Lori Pierce says the moon. Hard to argue with that one, too. The moon, man. Did you see the moon that we had? Oh, you were there for that last week, right?
I hate the moon.
Yeah, we hate the moon, of course, but also
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing in the world, except for when it's the best ever.
Well, what we had last week.
You have to embrace it.
Yeah, what we had with Chris, though, was great because he was getting it from the UK, so it wasn't ruining any of your viewing, and it was just unbelievable, the resolution. Like, if you haven't seen it, go back to last week's Star Party because it was absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, we're starting to run out of time. It's so much stuff to see. I'm awesome. Okay, so Mike Phillips, what do you got?
I have M34, which is just, I think, an open star cluster, which is not terribly exciting, but I think what's more fun is why I went for a cluster over the nebula was these.
The natural nebula.
The
local nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah. The local nebula.
At one point, it just washed out. I was like, "Where'd my guide star go?" And it disappeared in a cloud of haze.
Oh, that's something. All right, Roy Salisbury, what do we got?
That is the lower part of the Heart Nebula. So if you remember the one that Cory had, which was the full picture, down in the lower corner of it was just a little knot down on the heart. That's what that is.
Oh, so this is the left ventricle.
Let's ask the doctor of the group.
I'm muted. I can't answer.
Which part of the heart is this, Stuart?
It's the left.
I actually can't see it from where I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it from
You're the only one prepared to answer this question.
I know. I know.
It's the right aorta.
Actually, it looks like a sheriff's badge, I think, if you ask me.
It does. Yeah. Or like I'm seeing a face now. The pareidolia is kicking in.
Uh-oh.
This will be my new project. I'm going to spend all week on it.
That sounds great. All right, what do you have, Stuart? Oh, the dumbbell.
You know what this is.
Yeah, it's the dumbbell nebula. Oh, it looks great too. Look at that.
So I actually showed this to my daughter last night through an eyepiece, and she didn't know what a dumbbell was. So I said, "Oh, it's the apple core nebula." And she said, "Oh, okay, I know what that is." Know your audience.
You know your audience, yeah. Oh, Gary's showing the rest of the veil.
That's the eastern veil. That's not the rest of it. That's another piece.
Just another piece, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just here in the event page too, Nick Rose shared an image of the Orion Nebula that he took, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Roy's heart. I have no idea what part that would be. We can make it up.
And I think Will is now sharing an image of the Laddie launch.
Let's see here. This is the Falcon 9 launch.
Is that the Falcon 9?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, because it's a day launch, yeah, not a night launch.
Yep.
Helen Reed wants to know, how close together are stars in a globular cluster like that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it also depends where in the globular cluster they are, because
like right in the middle.
Yeah, when you're getting closer, they're going to be more dense. Dispersed out just because of the inverse.
That's a Thad question.
Yeah, it really
or
is.
Pamela question.
Let me see. So the radius of, like, say, M13 is 84 light years across. So you're looking at 100,000 stars? No. Ish? How many are in there? 300,000 stars within a diameter of 84 light years. So they're really packed together.
Yeah, they're really packed together. I mean, as you can see too, as you're getting out, they become more loosely dispersed. And that's they are tightly packed anyway when they are in there towards the center, but that's why I think they're so strikingly beautiful, because you can see that they're all there. There's just a huge clump of stars in the sky.
I put it back since we're talking about it.
So. Oh, okay, great. Here, so there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move back to Paul's view, just to make sure we get the sun before we have to go, because it's just outrageous. And then, Cory, you ready for one last Star Trail image?
Yeah, I'll process the last few images here quick.
But that sun is great. And could we see the full view again? I guess I don't want to make Paul do that because then he's got to pop the Barlow out, and it will take too long. So I think we'll just enjoy this view here.
Oh, that's amazing, Paul.
Yeah.
I've missed you too. I don't know. I think I'm cheating on you, and I love Paul again. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't blame you. He's
yeah.
He is all that, and he's upside down.
And he's upside down.
He's upside down. And he talks like a hobbit, so it's great. Actually, they don't talk like
That's
that.
That's racist, Fraser.
Hobbitist? That's terrific, man, Paul. I'm so glad you joined us. I really am. This is wonderful. It's so great. So glad you were. What a pleasant surprise to have you join us and bring this sun. And I can't wait to see the sort of output picture. It's going to be great. Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Stuart's got another view of M13.
Yeah, I just embiggened it and zoomed it in.
That's great.
Yeah, just because we were talking about how packed together it is.
And we got Roy's. Oh, Roy, this is amazing. This is not live, of course.
No. I figured I didn't have anything else, so I put up my picture that I just finished.
So you took this one tonight?
No.
No, not tonight. Like, it's not live, but you've been working on this recently then.
Yes, I just finished it last night. I spent better part of a week and a half on that one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That looks great.
All right, I'm going to go to Cory's view here as the Star Trails build. Look at that. Well, that's it. We've checked this off the list, off the bucket list now, Cory. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
I love it.
Yep, looks like that was the last one.
Achievement unlocked by Cory Schmitz.
So.
All right, cool. Well, why don't we wrap it up?
So we could talk about quick too the fact that if you look in the middle, Polaris is not in the middle.
It's not.
Polaris is not the North Celestial Pole.
It's not.
It orbits around the. Well, orbits is the wrong term, but it is not the exact celestial pole in the northern hemisphere.
Do you have any way to kind of get to the middle of the image here? So we can see it close up?
I think I can zoom, yeah. Let me do that.
Because we can't really see it that well from the wider view.
Yeah, if you see the big bright point, that's Polaris.
Yeah, that's...
It's not at the celestial North Pole.
If you see that, that's...
Side, though.
Oh, so that's Polaris to the...
Yeah, it's the bright little purpley hued thing to the right. And it is not the North Celestial Pole.
So you're telling me the North Pole is a lie?
Correct.
The North Star is a lie.
It is.
It's close enough to be north.
Well, I mean, sure, you're going to get to where you're going, but you're going
to if you're trying to polar align.
Yeah, do not polar align.
Do not polar align with Polaris.
It would just break your heart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. We got a couple last images here, so I'm going to quickly buzz through them, and then we'll wrap it up. So, Gary Ganella,
This is the northwest part of the veil.
I think that's it, isn't it? That's awful.
That's all of stuff. Now you've collected the whole set.
Yes.
And
another achievement unlocked. See.
Michael Phillips with a tiny little piece of the Milky Way with.
Yeah, in addition to my weather challenges, I have tree challenges too, but I love my trees, so they remain where they are.
That's great. And Paul's got one last view. Oh, look at these filaments on the sun. Wow. And Stuart's got.
This is the
bubble.
Yeah, this is the same bubble, but it's this is one I'm working on. This is a 2.5-hour luminance image.
Oh, wow.
So it's much sharper, and I'll zoom in on it, and so you can really see the bubble aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's stars are a little elongated, but not too bad. And so this is my current purge. I hope to get about 10 hours of data on this if the weather holds.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. Okay, well, why don't we wrap this up? So thanks, everyone. Thanks, all of the astronomers. Thank you very much, Cory, for doing this Star Trail. We'll look at the result, and I'll mention it over on YouTube and post it in Google+. That'll be great. Gary, I'm glad your telescope was working again. It was great clear skies tonight. That was really terrific.
Gorgeous skies, and I'm really glad it's working, although I'm building another computer for it that'll be faster.
Never ends.
Can you build me one too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job.
Me too.
Yeah, you want one too? All right.
Just send money.
All right.
Yeah. Bringing up the VSP custom build.
Michael, good job on the heart. That's great.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Deep Sky crew now.
I'm almost there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Stewart, you've blown our minds tonight.
You there, Paul?
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
My pleasure.
All right, Roy Salisbury, good work on your. Let's see that. What's your next project going to be after you finish that bubble up?
I'm the Heart Nebula.
So you're going to work on this big.
Heart.
So you're going to do the whole thing, sort of like what Cory had.
No, I'm just going to do just that one section.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look forward to that next week then.
That should be done by next week.
All right, Dr. Foreman, thank you very much for the. Let's see the final output of this one too next week.
Working on it. If I can get it through.
Dr. Foreman.
Yeah, the weather has not cooperated the last few days, but you know.
Yeah.
Such as it is.
I can hear you got some wind there. I can hear in the background.
Sorry.
That's just his heavy breathing.
All right, and Scott, thanks again for helping coordinate and set this up. It's always a pleasure. All right, well, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all. Now, Astronomy Cast starts again next week, so starting tomorrow, the new season begins, and so Pamela is back from her mad travel. We're going to be doing particle accelerators tomorrow, so that'll be at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, and that gets started tomorrow, and hopefully then, from here on out, week after week, we'll be doing Astronomy Cast, so
and
stay tuned for that.
Just updated. If you go to YouTube on Tony Darnell's Deep Astronomy channel, I did a new episode on Mars, so check that out.
And water thereon?
Water and an awesome rock.
Oh, right.
Which is a very, very rare rock. But
check it out. Space Fan News.
Yay. All
right. See you, everyone. Thanks for watching,
Bye.
and we'll see you all
Bye,
next
everybody.
week.
Good night, all.
Remote observatory from a secret location somewhere in the Nevada desert.
Arizona desert.
Arizona. Never mind.
Close enough.
Never mind.
Close
enough. No, yeah. He wishes it was in the Nevada desert. Yeah. We got Scott Lewis.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
No telescope from Scott. Only
my
witty repartee. Yeah, exactly. That's all we get from Scott. All right. And we got Stuart Foreman. Hey, Stuart.
Hello. How are you?
You're still setting up, so.
I'm still setting up. I'm in the middle of focusing, so I'm going to be a little distracted for a few minutes. But
okay.
Hi, everybody.
Well, don't be distracted, Stu. You need to focus.
All right. So if you've never done this, seen this, joined this before, what this is what we call the virtual star party. This is where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 telescopes, 5 live telescopes that are hooked up in different parts of the United States right now, and they're all directed at different objects, and we will move from object to object and sort of see what's up in the night sky tonight. We'll be looking at definitely nebulas and nebulae and galaxies and star clusters. We're going to try and do this trick with the circumpolar star trailing. I don't know if anyone can grab a planet. Maybe, I don't know if Stuart can anymore. With his no, he can't. He's telling me no. I don't think there's any planets up anymore. We've lost all our planets. So yeah, and now we're happy to take requests. So if there's some object that you know that's in the night sky, if you want to do that. Now I'll warn you in advance. The tool that we use to read your comments is not working so great anymore. So sort of 2 places where we highly recommend if you want to make any comments. One is over on YouTube. That is, and you're not watching it in HD, that you definitely are going to want to switch over to HD. Jacob Paisley wants to know what video game are they playing. We're playing Space.
Yeah, we're playing reality.
Yeah.
This is your universe.
Yeah, something with.
And we're sharing it with you.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
The galaxy.
Yeah, Jacob wants to know if it's Call of Duty. Yeah, it's Call of Duty.
Yeah. This is our MMORPG where we hook up telescopes from around the world and share it with you live, and we level up each week. We're at what, week 80-something? 90-something?
Yeah, we're closing in on 2 years now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, it really is.
Fraser.
Yeah. What was that, Scott?
You're becoming my longest relationship soon. I love you.
I love you too. That's great. So okay, so let's talk about the Eagle Nebula before we talk about our boundless love. Group hug.
I just broke it for you, huh? Yep.
Uh,
So we're looking at the pillars of creation.
Yeah, sorry. It sounds like me sort of responding emotionally to Scott's, love. It's actually me looking up some information on the Eagle Nebula and crying a little.
So it's a star-forming region.
Star-forming region. This is also known as, man, this is the worst star party ever. Let's hope.
No, it's the best. Our love makes it perfect.
All right. This is the Eagle Nebula. Really is the safest place, for sure, because the YouTube comments are still sort of popping up into the view that we're seeing. And then the other one is over on the event page on Google+. So if you're watching this on Google+ on the event page, feel free to make a comment there, and I think we should be able to stay on track. I can definitely see the YouTube comments. And Scott, I don't know. Yeah, you've got the event page one. So you could tweet at us using the hashtag StarParty. I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah. But yeah.
Or you can mention us on Twitter, which is _VSP, and I will get a notification, and I will wave hi or retweet you. Or
we're getting from Bob Drack that we're getting echo upon echo upon echo. So if anyone else is getting echo, that would be, please let us know. And but a bunch of people are saying, people are saying they're not getting any echo. So I'm not hearing any echo, and I hate all echo. So
yes, he does. So maybe you have 2 instances open. If you're open on the event page and on YouTube, I believe the event page auto starts when we go. So you might want to check your event page.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's have. Okay, so let's see some telescopes, some pictures. I'm gonna move to, I guess, Roy's view.
Oh no, you don't want my view yet.
No. Okay, so let's move to Gary's view then. We'll start with Gary's view.
Okay, this is the famous Eagle Nebula,
Nice.
M16.
Oh, okay, so that's the sort of zoomed out view there.
There's the zoomed out, and then here's the zoomed in with the pillars of creation and all that neat stuff going on in there.
Oh, that's great, Gary.
Yeah, you can really see the. One cool thing now is we've got the HD version of Hangouts on Air now. So if you're watching it,
wait, I think we're there. I see a red button.
Did it go? Okay.
I think so. Hi, Internet.
Hello, Internet. All right, well, let me say hello to people then. Hi, everyone. My name is Fraser Kane. I'm the publisher of Universe Today, and this is your virtual star party for Sunday, September 29th, 2013. Also known as the end of Breaking Bad.
The end of Breaking Bad.
For those of you who are not watching this right now because you're watching Breaking Bad and then you're watching this later in the archive, we really appreciate you watching this. Please don't spoil the show for us.
Yes.
For those of you watching us live and not watching Breaking Bad, what is wrong with you?
The universe is
The universe is awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, so we got a big crew tonight, and there may be more joining us as well. So this is good. Now, where I live here on the west coast of Canada, we have a really big storm. So it's about 100 kilometers. No, was it?
Yeah, you said 100.
65 knot winds tonight is what's expected. Yeah. So it's just awful. Yeah. So no telescope from my house, but that's okay. I brought a bunch of friends, so I'm gonna start in no particular order. We got Cory Schmitz. Hey, Cory. And where are you? Are you outside?
I'm in Iowa, United States, Iowa.
And the big plan tonight, so I've got like a bucket list of things that I want to do before I die. And one of them is to be able to bring a bunch of stuff into the Virtual Star Party. We want to do live views of... we want to get some live views of some satellites, maybe the International Space Station, and we wanted to do star trails and meteor showers. And so we're going to try and experiment tonight with the first one. And auroras, yeah. Oh. So Cory's going to bring us live star trailing. So So can you explain your setup, Cory?
I just have a Canon 5D Mark II sitting in my yard with a 50mm lens, so it'll show a little bit faster star trails since I'm zoomed in a little bit. And I'm just constantly capturing 20-second exposures, and those are saving to my computer, and then I'm just running them through a processing program that layers them on top of each other and keeps only the light pixels so that we can see the star trails as live as I can drag the images over into the program.
Right, and so over the course of tonight, we should get this nice star trail built up that will catalog the whole hour that we spend. So I think this is going to be great. All right, so Gary Ganella in Los Angeles.
Hi, everybody.
Last week you weren't even able to get any images at all because your computer was malfunctioning, but it's better now?
Yes, it's actually working. It really frustrated me last week.
Yeah, we could tell. Michael Phillips, you're indoors, which means your weather's bad?
Well, it's a little iffy, and I'll show you some of the clouds later. Hopefully I can get some hydrogen alpha shots for everyone. But I'm trying to drive remotely now. A la Gary here. It's going to be cold winter, and I don't want to be outside anymore. So I'm practicing being in my warm room here.
Yeah, well, another person in the warm room is Roy Salisbury. Look at that.
Hello.
In the comfort of his office in Las Vegas, operating his